Parenting, 14 Gospel Principles that can radically change your family. Written by Paul David Tripp. Narrated by Bevan Greiner. Introduction. Ambassadors. Your house is noisy and not as clean as you'd like it to be. You and your husband haven't been out together for a long time. The laundry is piled up once again. You just discovered there's nothing to pack for lunch. You've just broken up another fight. The schedule for the week looks impossible. You seem to have more expenses than money. None of the people around seem to be satisfied, and you feel exhausted and unappreciated. In the middle of all the endless parenting activities, many parents get lost. They are doing lots of things, lots of good things, but they don't know why. They've been swallowed up into the daily grind of parenting, but they've lost sight of what it is they're working for or building toward. They don't understand why these ones that they love have the power to pull such irritation and frustration out of them. The menial tasks that they have to do day after day get reduced to an endless catalog of unattractive duties that don't seem to have any overarching vision that holds them all together and sanctifies them with meaning and purpose. As I've traveled the world talking about parenting, I've had thousands of exhausted parents ask me for more effective strategies for this or that, when what they really need is a big picture parenting worldview that can explain, guide, and motivate all the things that God calls them to do as parents. If you are going not only to cope, but to thrive with vision and joy as a parent, you need more than the next book that gives you 7 steps to solving whatever. You need God's helicopter view of what He's called you to do. You need a big gospel parenting worldview that will not only make sense of your task, but will change the way you approach it. Yes, you did read it right. I am deeply persuaded that what is missing in most Christian parents' parenting are the big, grand perspectives and principles of the gospel of Jesus Christ. These perspectives and principles are radical and counterintuitive. They're simply not natural for us, but they're essential to being what you're supposed to be and doing what you're supposed to do as a parent. When you parent with what the gospel says about God, you, your worldview, your children, and God's grace, you not only approach parenting in brand new ways, but you carry the burden of parenting in a very different way. I have to be honest here. I wrote a parenting book, Age of Opportunity, and I told myself and repeatedly told others that I was not about to write another one. Yet here I am doing just that. Why? Because as I listened to people tell me how they had used age in the lives of their teenagers, I became increasingly uncomfortable. I kept thinking, no, that's not exactly it. Or no, that's not what I meant. Or no, there's something missing. It took a while, but it finally hit me that what bothered me in these conversations and what was missing in these parents was the gospel that was the foundation behind everything that I wrote. So with the publisher's encouragement, I decided to write a parenting book, but not the typical kind. This will not be a book of practical strategies for dealing with children at the various ages of their development. This book will not provide practical steps for dealing with the kinds of things every parent faces. This book is meant to be a reorienting book. It is meant to give you a new way of thinking about and responding to everything that will be on your plate as a parent. This book is meant to give you vision, motivation, renewed strength, and the rest of heart that every parent needs. It is written to give you the big gospel picture of the task to which your Savior has called you.